Okay. All right. Hey, look at that. We have audio. Cool,
Can
cool,
you
cool,
hear?
cool.
We do have
All right.
audio.
So we need one more thing.
Can
We
you
just need
hear
to figure
us?
out how to hide Raina's video. Yeah, I don't think this is the right view because it shows our names too, and the thing doesn't usually show our names. So I think this is still the wrong Zoom view. Apparently there was a Zoom update that has changed. There we go. Look at that.
There's something.
I'm gonna
Hey.
I'm gonna change my name here, so at least it's my name and not the transverse.
And yes, we are getting comments in the chat that we can be heard.
All right.
Those jokes are all wasted. Like you'll have to like what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to go into posts and we're gonna have to like lip read like what we think we said, and then we'll have to like overdub it. And like
Raina's recording of Zoom. Oh, Raina's not recording Zoom, is she? I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it either. I don't think she.
If Raina had recorded Zoom, we would have it. But now, yeah, we have to do ADR to audio that we don't know. This is gonna be great.
We're gonna have to do it Speed Racer style. So we're just gonna have to imagine what we think we would be saying, like based on the way our lips move.
We'll do it. Yeah, we'll do our very own bad lip reading. I love it.
I think we should trade places too. I think I should do Lilith and Lilith should do you and you should do me. And I think we should kind of just see what happens there.
My brother and me. Of you.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, that is true. They did have that idea. They did it first, but like
recording in progress.
These thank you so much, Muttley Von Eric, but these are our stage names, so it's fine anyways. Actually, no, it's not. Oh yeah, they're all stage names.
Yeah, they're all there, and I can't. Yeah, I think we're doing just fine. I'm happy with life and our situation. Hey, everybody, welcome to Being Trans, friends and lovers and non-binary pals and all the good stuff and the things that are good. Hi, I'm Amanda Bonanza, and next to me there's Lilith, and then also next to me is Emily, and we're three trans women here to discuss all the things that we feel like. Today's a big day for us. Today's a big day. We do have a thing coming up that was promised, that was foretold in the prophecies, and that is we are going to do hashtag cam reveal. But first, I think there's a question on everybody's minds. Is he dead?
Okay, so I came into this very like out of the blue, like y'all were already way talking about it. What is inspiring this discussion? What was the evidence that there might no longer be a Cheeto in chief?
I got you here. So one, out of nowhere, completely unprompted, JD Vance started talking about how he's prepared to be the president and how he's gotten training for it. And I'm like, what kind of training is there to be president? Like, do you go to like the Marriott downtown in DC for a 2-day seminar over the weekend? So JD, out of nowhere, he's like, President Trump's super healthy, which now they're lying because they're saying it,
Yeah.
He's super healthy.
No one's as healthy as this man.
No one's as healthy as this man. It's like, oh, okay. Then it's like he's not doing his like he's tweeting some, but it's definitely not in his usual voice, and it's not at like the 8 times a night he gets up to take a shit, doing it from the crapper like he usually does. And then there's nothing on his.
He's talking about Minecraft.
He's the president, and he has like 3 days with nothing on his schedule. Now, it is President Trump, so that's probably completely normal. But for most presidents, you usually don't go 3 days without doing anything. There were some pictures, like he wasn't going to golf this weekend. There were some pictures of him at a golf course, but they were very far away, under a tent. Definitely looks like a body double, possibly even a body triple given his size. But you're telling me that all these media were surrounded and Trump didn't come out from the tent to talk about how great he was? This guy has been in this presidential sphere for a decade now. Has he ever turned down an opportunity to get in front of the mics and talk about how awesome he is and how great he is and all the great things he's doing? The dude is definitely, and the body double is probably married to Melania's body double. I mean, that's my theory. But yeah, no, Trump is dead.
Didn't he like once
Definitive.
push over like the prime minister of Sweden to get in front of the camera?
Yeah, to get in front of the cameras first. He like pushed over another world leader.
I still am stuck, and I love the idea of JD Vance doing a crash course through University of Phoenix on how to be president.
Right. He's already like measuring the count. He's already measuring the couch in the Oval Office. He's like, I'm gonna spend a lot of nights on this thing. A lot of nights.
Yeah, that's one of the most odd questions that the furniture people at the White House have ever gotten. What's the most fuckable couch?
Yeah, but yeah, that's the rumors. But like I said, if he was a real president that did real work, it'd be very, very obvious if he had died, because all of a sudden, like, the work would not be getting done. But right now, he's just a figurehead he's just sitting on top of a nonstop rotating hate machine, and the hate machine he's merely a figurehead for that. So the hate machine goes on while Trump dies. He looks like Varys from House of Dragons. He's just like laying in the bed with half his face rotted off, asking for some milk of the poppy to go with his French fries. I mean, that's.
I mean, do we have a Fidel Castro situation on our hands?
I could legit go out and do an hour headlining stand-up set just off the top of my head talking about this.
Like, is he still gonna be like president? Like, his portrait is president for the next 20 years while his son's running things?
No, they'll have pictures of him. They'll prop him up in the Oval Office and take pictures of him behind the Resolute desk. It'll say "Hard at work for America," and people will be like, "Yeah, he's hard at work. He's the hardest working president ever." And like, they'll just send out a message like, things have gotten to the point where he needs to dedicate himself, so he's not golfing anymore. And people are like, "Oh, he's not golfing anymore. He's the hardest working president in show business." But then McDonald's stock will drop because they'll lose all the money that was going just to the White House food, and they'll be like, "Wait a minute, McDonald's stock dropped 2 points. I think Trump is dead."
There's gonna be rumors in the rumor mill for sure, but I think they're gonna afford it because they're gonna put the sunglasses that have the eyes on the outside. That's how you know he's alive and awake.
Yeah, so they're gonna Weekend at Donnie's it. They're gonna have, Secret Service dudes running him by like fishing poles, and yeah, it'll be the whole thing.
I think it's just gonna be like JD Vance on one side and like Mike Johnson on the other, and they're just gonna like marionette him through the procedures of like offering burnt and grain offerings to the Levitical priests.
I will even top. They don't even have to go through that much work, because MAGA has gotten so used to just swallowing whatever lie they've been given. They can just AI generate a speech and say he gave it at this factory in Georgia, and enough Georgian MAGAs who work at that factory be like, "Yeah, President Trump was here. I attended his speech. It was great." And I was like, "Yeah, CNN will cover it. CNN will cover it." They'll be like, "Sorry, CNN, there's no room for your cameras, but here we'll digitally send you this." And it's gonna be clearly, he's gonna have 7 figures. He's gonna have one chin. It's gonna be like, that's clearly not Trump. But CNN will just be like, "President Trump is in front of MAGA fans at a factory in Georgia."
I mean, I feel like
oh, he sure is.
I feel like they could just, show. They have so much footage of him signing executive orders in the Oval Office. Like, they could just recycle those, recycle old speeches. He never says anything new. It's always the same old shit. So like, they could just recycle his speeches and his things as if it was, new stuff.
You're wrong there. He does say new stuff every time because he's completely making shit up off the top of his head. So it's like you never play the same game twice. when you listen to Trump talk. Like that's a fact. Like, but you could use that footage and then just like use AI voice to like dub him in saying something stupid, and that'll be it. Like the stuff he says won't be as crazy. You'd be like, that almost sounds reasonable. It's like he's like right now he's like, I invented the car, and it's like, yeah, Donald Trump invented the car, and be like normal shit like, I'm the father of Tiffany, and like, wait a minute, he never admitted that.
Wait a second.
I mean, I feel like you could take all of his recorded speeches and just like throw them all into an AI and be like, here you go, just spew out some nonsense, you know, and it'll be just fine, and it'll go for the end of time.
If you want to be real honest,
we're running out of human-generated content. I forgot.
You got to call Splunk. No, you could tell 35. You could tell 35% of the country that Trump died and is still ruling beyond the grave. And every night, one of the priests from his MAGA cult contacts him through a Ouija board and gives him instructions. They'd be like, "Yeah, Trump's still in charge beyond the grave. The grave can't hold Donald Trump." And I was like, "Okay, y'all are."
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you're confirming everything I ever thought about
on the hamburger moon.
There would be two stories in MAGA if it came out that Trump was dead. The Democrats killed him. Would be one. The other one would be, well, he's not really dead. Like he's still controlling everything behind the scenes. They had to move him out of the public eye to protect him because the Democrats were trying to kill him. And he's still in charge from behind the scenes.
Yeah, he'd be like Elvis. You're just spotting him. You're just spotting him at McDonald's in Memphis. Like, I saw Trump in McDonald's in Memphis. He was right behind Elvis in line, and it's like, yeah, I saw it too.
There'll be 500 witnesses, just like for Jesus.
Just like Jesus.
We'll have conflicting stories about the grave, but like it won't matter. Like, well, it's a mystery, they'll all say.
That was fun for a bit, but now it's depressing again.
Well, then you know what's not depressing? Delicious, delicious ham. Take it away.
Ham. Hashtag ham reveal.
Hashtag ham reveal. What do you got for us?
First of all, I want to thank everyone who donated and gave us enough money. I had enough money to buy the cured ham, as well as some fancy cheeses. I got like a fancy white cheddar, and I got some goat cheese, and I got like a cheese that has like red wine drizzling through it. Mm-hmm. Amazing stuff. I've got myself a little plate here. I don't want to be like one of those YouTubers who just dumps it on my thing, but there you go. I sliced some ham there, and I actually have some pictures. If you want, I could attempt to share my screen here.
Yeah, let's cue up the ham reveal photos.
I mean, I don't have a ton of pictures. I'm like, I don't think people are gonna be that interested in seeing all this ham. But first, can you all see that?
Hey, they paid for it. There we go.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
It's a beautiful ham. It's got a little stand. The stand has little, like, in the little places where it sits, it has like little metal spikes, so you jam it in there so it doesn't slide around. Very nice. That knife is very sharp. I cut my finger on it, so I'm batting 1,000 on that.
Be careful with your ham, kids.
There is yeah, look at a little slice I took off. Ignore my unmoisturized thumb there. But yeah, maybe I'm slowly turning into ham. Maybe.
Is that the first? Yeah, it looks like it. Is that the first piece of ham that you got off of the?
That is the first little piece that I sliced off.
It's the virgin ham slice.
And it was heavenly. It's so salty. It melted in my mouth. It is amazing. This is the little plate I put together. Found some dill pickle slices, which trans girls, we all know how much we love that. Yep. Little ham, little fresh baguette, and then the little circular is the goat cheese. The one to the left of the circular cheese is the white cheddar, and then at the bottom is the red wine cheese. And then last but not least is your girl enjoying said cheese, said ham. And basically,
what a delight! What?
Yeah.
What a
and so. Thank you for everyone. I mean, honestly, like, I'm not regretting my move, but it has been a like a lifestyle change, and for the better, honestly. Bunny and I have never been healthier. But it is difficult being away. I think one thing I realized, and I'm not calling anyone out, I know a lot of you are in the US, like just how spoiled we are in the US. When I see news from the US, but like on Reddit about people complaining about customer service, it's just like, you don't even appreciate, how everything is just kind of there for you. Not you that I'm talking to, but just like Americans in general.
America,
no appreciation of everything that goes
like,
into making America and making it there for them. And I truly am thankful for everyone who contributed. And even if you didn't contribute, but you watch the show every week, I appreciate that as well. But yeah, that's it. And so if you see me, I'll try to keep the chewing to a minimum, but it's been a fabulous week. If you have any ham questions, hit them up.
Yeah,
I'll answer as many ham questions. Now, not ham history or ham, facts. I don't know anything about that, but this ham and me eating it, I would do that. This came up last week too. I was like, we should have a ham cam. There actually is a ham cam out of a museum in Isle of Wight, Virginia, that is a live cam stream of the oldest ham in the world. It's in this museum. I don't know if it's still up. It was up when I was living in Virginia a few years ago. But yeah, if you want to just see a live cam of an old ham, Isle of Wight Museum is there for you.
We did get one question. It's not about the ham directly. It is, how was the goat cheese?
The goat cheese was very strong, like in a good way. Like sometimes you get like a goat or a sheep's cheese and it's very mild. This one had a very strong flavor to it. So much so that I couldn't eat it. Like I like to stack ham and cheese and take a bite like that. It had to be eaten separately because they kind of cancel each other out flavor wise.
Too much clash of strong flavors. I understood. Yeah. Did they just make the goats stronger there in your undisclosed Middle American country?
No, they use raw goat milk like real humans. No, I don't know why they do it, how they manage that. It's just really good. But I appreciate it. Y'all have made my weekend. Yeah, so I'll try to keep my eating to a minimum on camera. And if I do, I'll keep it silent.
Okay. I don't think you should keep it to a minimum. I think this is what people paid to see. This is what the world wanted. And all we're doing is we're giving the people what they want. And I think it's the best policy. We do have some
if people want to watch me eat ham, maybe I should start an Only Hams.
An Only Hams. Well, I don't think that's the worst idea. I don't think that's the worst idea at all.
Only Hams.
We have questions. We have questions from the community.
Okay.
That we would like to address. And I believe, Emily, you've got our first question of the day.
Yes. And the way we're going to, it's more of a statement. We're going to turn it into a question here. This is from Reddit, the subreddit r/trans. Excuse me. One of the transgender people who showed me I had the courage to transition has detransitioned. I just learned retired SEAL Kristen Beck, formerly and perhaps again Chris Beck, has detransitioned. To be clear, that is their business. I'm not casting doubt on every detransition, and my reaction is my own responsibility, but frankly, I'm crushed. Beck was, for me, a symbol that even people mired in a brutally cisnormative culture could find the courage to be themselves. Even before my egg cracked, I was interested in Beck's story, and it felt important to me for some reason. I bought her book. I felt a surge of relief and emotion when I once heard her affirm that trans people's validity shouldn't be a beauty contest, that their basic human rights weren't tied to passing. It was one of the most, it was one of those little moments that led to my understanding and accepting my gender identity. And I'm going to just kind of shorten it here, but now I'm watching Beck on some disgusting anti-trans talk show, spewing out the same disgusting talking points, having succumbed to the unbearable stress placed on them from harassment, financial losses, and vilification in their own community of veterans.
Yep.
And so in turning this into a question, it's, sort of like, okay, has anyone experienced something like this or is experiencing it with Beck as well? How did you move on? This feels like a punch in the gut.
Yeah. So a couple things. There's a couple things to address here, which like but I think I'm just going to go straight to the answering the actual question, which was like, how do I deal with this?
Yeah.
And I think that's a fair one, because like there, I think outside of even just transitioning, there's throughout my life, there have been artists or celebrities or whomever, like generally artists or musicians that I've looked up to, that I've been inspired by, that I then found out later were tremendous pieces of shit. It's like I was very inspired by John Lennon back in the day, and then I found out he beat all his wives, and then someone like then later the most recent one for me that I couldn't forgive, I can't get over, was Louis C.K. When Louis C.K. came out, like during the like whole Me Too movement a few years back, and like it came out that he was like whipping his dick out in front of people and just like being just a general creep and awful and like fucking up shit, like I couldn't ever look at him the same. And now he's kind of got like, he's kind of trying to do like a comeback thing, and like I was a huge fan. Like I was like all in for that dude. I thought he was the best comedian, best comic in the world. I herald him highly. And then like that happened. It's like, I can't even stomach the idea of even entertaining the idea that I could ever watch him again. And it's one of those things where it's like, people are people, and some people that you looked up to are going to let you down. And how do you deal with it? Get on with your life. The reality of the situation is that person inspired you to transition. They gave you the, whatever you want to call it, the inspiration, the courage, the fire under your ass, gave you the push, the little bit of push that you needed to walk through the looking glass, and you did it, and you're here. Doesn't matter anymore. You already did it. You're in a better place. What they do now has nothing to do with anything. It does not negate what they inspired you to do. It does not negate what you've been through.
Well,
it's so weird. You mentioned at the end of the question that just like they went on to this detransition and talked about like the harassment and the financial cost that it was to them. And it's just like, wait, you think you're wrong because other people harass? That would be like if we just as a country decided to go yell at pickleball players and make them feel bad about playing pickleball and made them question why they were playing pickleball, and then they quit playing pickleball and we're just like, pickleball is so wrong. It's like, no, it's not. None of this is wrong. Other people are harassing you. Just because other people are harassing you doesn't mean that you're wrong. And everyone has to make, I think it's important, everyone has to make their own decisions in their life. If they want to detransition, if people want to detransition because other people are harassing them, or because their family won't talk to them anymore, you'll hear me say this time, that is your choice to make as an individual.
Yeah.
Why someone feels they have, I mean, let's be honest, detransition is a grift just like anything else in the right-wing sphere. I mean, do you think what's her name, who finished 5th place in the swimming against Leah Thomas, like, she does all those conservative things because this is so important to her? No, it pays well. Like she will never have to work again because she's made so much money just talking about the time she finished in 5th place behind 4 other cis women, but was tied with a trans woman. She's making so much. So honestly, if you detransition, you make a ton of money being a grifter asshole, and that's their choice to make. And I kind of joked before show we were talking about this, where I said this is why I don't look up to people, and like I try not to. Like I try not to be like, oh, this is my hero, or this is, like, yes, things happen and people do inspire me, but I try not to put people on pedestals. Louis C.K., I've seen him in concert. I thought he was hilarious, but also a comic is a shitty person. Like, I've lived in that world, but none of that would be a surprise to me. So I have no issue. I don't go around trying to separate the art from the artist. If someone is not, I don't want to support things that hurt other people. And so I would say for this person, like Amanda said very smartly, like that was the impetus to get you moving. You started changing your life. if you're going through your transition and your life is better, then that's what's important.
Yeah.
Not what the impetus was that got you started on that road. So yeah, it sucks when people let us down, but you know, that's what people do.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to be
Yeah.
a defeatist,
Touche.
but
Yeah,
that's what
I
people
mean,
do.
really.
Well, and you know, you get the other. There's so much to it, and the big two things here are, yes, exactly what we've been talking about. That people disappoint us. People, you look up to them for something. They inspire you. They do something that you appreciate and like to watch. They are entertaining, and then you find out more about them, and you know, you kind of question things, and then it's up. I think it's completely up to the individual to determine, like Lilith was saying, that separation of art and artist. It can be a very difficult thing. It's a very personal thing, and I try not to put too much pressure on people or to hassle people about that. You know, if there's a thing that you really like and it's really important to you, and then you kind of find out the creator's shitty, like, and you're not immediately eschewing that and throwing that away, like, I give people that grace. I understand that. I get it. Because it's a very personal decision, and you know, at some point maybe you'll change your mind and be like, you know, this just isn't for me. Because like you said, Lilith, if the thing that the person's doing isn't something that I like or agree with, that's one thing. But if they're doing stuff that's actively harming people, like JK's huge campaign and crusade against trans rights in you know, the UK and Europe, then yeah, that's terrible, and you shouldn't do that. But still, it's up to people to make their own decision on that. And I totally agreed. I unfortunately don't have anything more to add. Just the thing that inspired you to become yourself and to live as you is a great thing. And yes, it just happened to be this person who is now a bad example. Maybe you don't share that as much as you used to, but the fact that you are that you are inspired to become yourself is a really good thing. And it honestly says more about you than it says about them. You know, and sort of the timing. I always say I was watching Orange is the New Black and Laverne Cox and all of that, and it just sort of went over my head. Like, it was a little interesting to me, but it still didn't connect for me. It still didn't resonate. And then I think it was like a month or two later, after watching some of that show, when Caitlyn Jenner came out, and something about her story was the thing that resonated with me and made it finally click that, oh, this is something that I can do myself. Like, I could do this as well. And it was just the circumstances of it. I had other examples, but this was the one that hit for me. And yeah, I've got a similar thing where I'm kind of embarrassed to say that now, because Caitlyn Jenner's a terrible representative of the trans community. But just go back to, there's nothing to really do about it. You are who you are now. Lean into that, love yourself, explore what this means for you, what transition means for you, what your journey is, and what the best thing for you is. Maybe losing sort of that role model is tough, because maybe they resonated so well with you that you were able to kind of follow their steps, follow their lead, and now you're sort of on your own. But that's a good thing. You can decide what your transition is supposed to be and what you need to be, and just take your time with it. So I don't think it's a bad thing at all. I don't think it reflects on you as a person or your transition in any way, because this person is now terrible. It's just, that was the thing that inspired you in that moment, and here you are. So live your life, love yourself, and screw bad people.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's like Lilith said, it's like, if you want to like guarantee disappointment, just start believing in humanity. Start looking up to people. You're guaranteed to be let down if you do that. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't like be care about what other people are doing or look up to people. Like, I certainly do. Like, we're not. There's people out there that inspire me for good or for ill, or in certain ways, and there's a certain level of you can kind of get to a place, like, kind of philosophically, where you're able to separate the art from the artist. I think everybody has a certain threshold of how much they can do that. Like, and certain things, like if someone does so egregious that, like, you can't separate it. Like no one's running around. No one can take you seriously if you're running around going like Hitler was a really good painter. it's like that when the bad thing is so egregious that the art can't be justified, like that's a different story. But and that might be, you know, the case with this guy that inspired you, or this girl, or this person, however they want to be identified as, like inspired you in the first place. It's like, well, it's the same thing. They inspired you, great. Now they're letting you down, but it's no longer your concern. Yeah.
I would also say that, you know, it sounded like the way the question was that this person was military and kind of like transitioning, coming out of that kind of environment. There are plenty of other military people who served and have transitioned, famous, and also I would say probably in your local support groups. I would almost guarantee that at least one person in your local support group is a veteran. And so, you know, there are people out there to still inspire you, but also think about how you can inspire others. How can you be a better example for that kid who's looking at you and being like, that person's doing it. I wish I had the guts to do it. You know, and that's why I go online begging for free ham, because I want to inspire that next generation of ham lovers to go and get it.
She didn't do it for the ham. Yeah. She did it for the people.
She did it for the young people that don't have.
I did it for the 12-year-old out there. I did it for the 12-year-old out there who has a craving for cured ham, salty and delicious, and doesn't know how to get it. I said,
doesn't have the courage to admit it, like needs that little boost to like, I truly love ham, but I don't feel like I can enjoy ham. Like I don't know how my family's gonna react.
So yeah, Lilith is inspiring people to come out of the pantry. I love it.
It's beautiful. The jokes are delightful. Do we want to jump right into our second question, because it's a doozy?
Do we want to respond to anything in the chat?
Sure, yeah, if you got some chats you want to say hi to or something, yeah, let's do it.
Muttley Von Erich said, who has seen the TV show The Preacher, or TV show Preacher? The Hitler origin story about him becoming evil because his art was crap is hilarious. I love that. My roommate was kicked out of the military in March for being trans, and he is a doctor. I don't know if you know TACIS, but he is Dr. Ben. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, I know Dr. Ben. Yeah,
we know Dr. Ben.
I didn't know that Ben got kicked out. Shit.
Well, yeah, everybody did. Lieutenant Colonel Bree Fram of Space Force. You know, I've been following her story since that happened to her. Yeah, it's just.
Now that's wild. No, I've been following Dr. Ben for a long time. For those of you that don't know, Dr. Ben is part of the ACA, the Atheist Community of Boston, and does a lot of work with like the atheist experience and also Talk Heathen. I think he's also on the line. I think I've seen him on the line, but like he's fantastic. Dr. Ben's great, and he's a big advocate of trans rights. And I remember him talking about this before the ban actually went in, and he was actively like, yeah, I'm not worried about it. And it's like, now it's like, if that actually happened, it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to put any words into his mouth or anything like that, but yeah, that sucks. But it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I mean, yeah, all of it's horrible. Like it's a horrible situation, and it sucks living in fascism. So like, it's kind of the same thing we've been talking about for a long time, you know, just have a bug out bag ready, do your best. I mean, not everyone can just up and leave. I understand that, but like, yeah, I think anyone that's not considering like some sort of like escape route in some capacity or whatever, like you really should be at least thinking about it and considering what you can do if shit gets really bad here. And it's all signs are pointing to that it's going to. But you know, who knows? Right now, I'm in a place where like I'm not directly feeling any of that push or those problems, but I'm also actively taking steps to like, in just in case, like, okay, just in case, but like, yeah, it's the whole thing's a nightmare. But yeah, I mean, yeah, Lilith.
No, you're just so far off topic. I just wanted to get going.
Yeah, I know,
Question
I
two.
did. I actually forgot what we were talking about. I got so far off topic. Should we talk about our second question?
Question 2, yes.
Okay, so speaking of detransitioning, this is another question that did come from our trans in Reddit. The title of this question is, friend told me to detransition because it's, quote, bad for the economy. I was talking to my friends about my transition, and he told me what I was doing is bad for the economy. I asked him why, and he just responded, inflation. Then our other friend said, yeah, it's really bad right now because of all of that stuff. They're not really invested in the trans community. And I honestly don't think they're supportive.
What was your first clue?
But I can't help but wonder if this is some kind of gag I'm not getting. Does anybody know what's going on?
Well, if it is a gag, it's a gag that's being played on all of us. Like this whole Trump as president gag, like the MAGA is in charge. Pretty big gag.
This is the kind of thing that a guest would come and say on like the Joe Rogan show, and he'd be like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, it really is bad. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. Yeah. Okay, look it up. Look up that thing that I saw about the economy and trans people. Look that up. Look that up. Yeah. Oh, it turns out it wasn't true. Yeah, it wasn't true, but the fact that we believed you could is very important.
It's very important. Yes.
It's just as important. Us believing it is as important as it being real. That's the kind of world we live in. That is classic MAGA argument where it's just like they just say something and you're just like, how? And they're just like, because. You're like,
yeah, it's really it's really bad right now because all that stuff.
Yeah, it's eggs are so expensive because trans women take an estrogen shot at the start of every week. It's driving egg prices.
It's just egg prices are going crazy. Gas prices. Like, can you imagine how cheap gas would be if no one transitioned?
Honestly, if things keep getting that bad, people transitioning is going to be the only thing keeping the economy going. Because I'll go without eggs, I'll go without bread, but I'll be damned if I'm going to go without my medicine. That's for damn sure. So those sales will be steady the whole time. It makes me wonder, like, what are some other, I know I don't want to put anyone on the spot, but it's a live show, so we put each other on the spot. What are some other fake MAGA detransition reasons that don't have any for me, it's the classic, we should all stop detransitioning because of the environment.
Well, the environment, yeah, for sure.
Carbon
because communism.
And yeah. Oh, see,
the Soviets were really big on transitioning.
Yeah.
They were huge.
Yeah.
Joseph Stalin was a trans man.
I just love how deranged and detached from reality people can be, especially about trans issues. And just it's so laughable, but in such a sad way. Like, it's so depressing to think of, like, this is actually what people believe. And I've just been thinking of, and I don't get into these arguments because it's not worth it. These people are so far gone that, like, you can't actually have a real argument about it, because like you said, they believe what they believe and they follow the things that confirm that, and they completely eschew any facts. And so you can't go in and have a fact-based, reality-based argument with them because they're so detached from it. So there's no way to win or even participate in an argument with them because they're not basing the start of it isn't based in reality. Go ahead, Lilith.
The main problem is the promise of the internet, and the reason the internet started was for universities and researchers to be able to connect and share information. And the dream of it was every person who could get on the internet would have access to all the knowledge of the world. And it's a beautiful
And porn.
In porn. I mean, at least we got that. At least we got that.
Did get the hot and cold running titties.
What has really happened is we've allowed all the village idiots to connect with each other. Used to be every town had one village idiot. And now all the village idiots are talking to each other and confirming, whatever stupid thing they're thinking about. And it's disappointing. I agree. I don't argue with people like that. They have their trans coded buzzwords that they heard on Fox News or whatever website they go to. And as soon as they start putting that, it's like, well, okay, you're not dealing in reality. You're not dealing with what the situation is. And it's disappointing. I wish I had the whatever it is, the privilege to just like make an opinion about someone, and maybe I do make an opinion about someone and then just like back it up with a lack of facts and made up stuff and just do it. I try to be open-minded. If someone has a lived experience, I try to listen to it. And I think we see that it happens with trans people, but it's happened with people of color in America forever. It was like not until Rodney King did white people believe that the police beat up black people because they had it on video. But that had been going on for the entirety of this country's history, and no one believed black people that would happen, because why would the police do that? I interact with the police all the time, and they're the friendliest neighborhood guy. And it's just
never
like,
beat up
Rodney
once.
King's come. And then here's the thing: the Rodney King comes out, and now we've got all kinds of videos of cops doing it, and there are still people out there just like, well, we don't know what happened before the video. It's like, okay. I saw one yesterday. Two cops were kneeling on a guy, and one of the cops had his gun out pressed to the back of the guy's head. And it's like, what kind of training is this? And there's someone in there who's like, well, we don't know, what happened before the video.
We don't know what happened. We don't know the context. We don't know the context.
We don't know the context. We don't know the context. Yeah. I'll have to get out my police handbook and find out when it's okay to like press your gun to the back of someone's head when you're kneeling on their shoulder blades. I'm sure there's a situation, but that's the thing is like, there's a, the thing where people find their own camps, they live in their own bubble. And I try to avoid that. I try to expose myself to other people's thoughts. But when you're sitting there and you realize like it's all BS. It's all lies. And I know because it's my lived. You're talking about trans people. I know about trans people because I am a trans people. I know what goes into it. I know why I did it. I know what happens with the medication. So I know how it affects my muscle mass. And so yeah,
it just makes you stronger. Like it makes you so much more powerful that you absorb worlds like
I mean, you can't see them because you can't see them because of the background. But I have my four WNBA MVP trophies behind me on the shelf. Is that kind of stuff. But yeah, these people are arguing in bad faith. I think my main problem is like the questioner asks like, I don't think they're being I don't think they're very supportive. Like, yeah, they're not supportive. And if you think you can make them supportive, then you can do that. But if you don't think, if they literally believe that people transitioning is bad for the economy and you can't, don't waste your breath on them.
Like I'm just envisioning like the butterfly meme. It's like transitioning is bad for the economy. Is this supportive?
Or no, I was thinking like, but the butterfly is trans people. The butterfly is trans people, transitioning, and then the guy is like my friends. At the bottom is like, is this the economy? Or what's more likely is they're the guy who are walking with the girl. It's the trans girl, and then your friends, and it's the economy and your friends, and they're turning around looking at the butt of the trans girl who just walked by. That's probably the most accurate meme that we have there.
I just like envision like a booth at Buffalo Wild Wings, and like it's the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life, and then these two dudes and just like schlubby dudes in ball caps, and like they're just sitting around and they're like yeah, transitioning is bad for the economy. Like as they sip their Bud Light, they're just like, yeah, it's like, and she's like, why? And they're like, inflation.
Yeah.
Inflation. Yeah, stuff's really bad. It's really tough right now.
Well, and
I
again,
think
going back
the
to
main problem there is they're anti-trans. There might be MAGA, and they're admitting that there's still inflation. I thought prescriptions were down 15,000% in America. I don't know what's going on here. There's no more inflation. Are they admitting that there's still
They're
inflation? Because now they've got a problem of their own.
to get eggs now. It's gone full reverse. Now you go to the store and you pick out some eggs and they give you $8.
Wow. It's crazy.
I mean, clearly they have no. Clearly, there's no argument there. There's no thought process behind it because the answer to the follow up is just inflation. So there isn't anything there. But how do you even get on, like, really onto that idea and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. 1% of the population is trans, and probably, I don't know what the numbers are. Somewhere between 30 and 60% of them are actually doing medical transition with hormones, and I just don't get where you make the leap to that is having any effect on anything. Like,
well, it's like you're sitting there with your MAGA hat. It's like transitioning is bad for the.
Sorry, I just did a quick Google search and found where this came from, and you're gonna be very unsurprised at what conservative pundit says trans people are to blame for inflation.
Oh, do I get to guess?
If you want to guess, otherwise I could just tell you who it is, and you'll be like, "Of course it is."
Okay.
So, Rogan.
It's Charlie Kirk. It's Charlie Kirk.
It's Charlie
Kirk. He goes on to explain that we don't, quote unquote, determine your own reality. And for that reason, he both opposes transgender equality and connects it to inflation. So there's this direct connection to inflation and the trans issue. But then, of course, he doesn't
make the connection.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. He did make the connection, and it's as logical as you'd expect. When you believe that men can become women, why wouldn't you also believe that you could print wealth?
Oh, I love that. It's like yeah, if we allow gay marriage, then people will be marrying goats and typewriters. Like it's that, like, that weird leap that they take.
Well, this is especially amusing from a man that literally got rich being a racist.
Like, a lot of money in that.
Apparently, there's a lot of money in it. And that's how I'm going to make my money.
I blame open racists for the economy. I mean, if you believe that an open racist can be rich, then you believe that you could just print wealth.
Exactly. Well, it's like
I blame Christians. I blame Christians for the economy. If you believe that the Son of God can be crucified for your sins, then you can believe that wealth can be printed.
Yeah,
look, I can do this with you. Toss me a group. You toss me a group, and I can tell you why they're to blame for the economy using Charlie Kirk's logic.
Logic. That's a strong word. That's a strong word. Saying logic.
Major League Baseball relief pitchers. If you can be an all-star pitching one inning every 3 days, then you could probably believe that you could just print wealth. I mean, it's all the economy is Major League Baseball relief pitchers problem.
Yep.
Yeah, it all stems from that.
Yep.
Yep.
Hey, let's do a role play. Let's replay this question, Lilith, and see how this works.
Hey, Lilith, I don't think you should transition. I think transitioning is bad for the economy.
Oh, okay. I'm for some reason willing to entertain this. How is it bad for the economy?
Inflation.
Signs. It's percentage signs. I don't like percentage signs.
Did we all freeze or just me?
No, we're still going.
My response, I thought was funny, but I guess
If you believe in
flatline.
if you believe in percentages, then